So another thing I like to work on with the young guys is the mounting block, which can get glazed over a lot of times, and then we wonder why horses are so hard to get on with the mounting block. They're swinging their hips around, or they're not lining up. You really have to explain everything to them. They don't come that way. They don't come knowing. So I like to teach them how to bring their hips closer to me. And I usually use the rail, but this guy kind of already knows what I'm asking for. And it takes a lot of thought and preparation from the person, where you use the outside rein to help them balance their body, bring their hips closer, and you can kind of see he doesn't quite understand as well as I will want him to understand. Good boy. But I can still work through it. Good. Just that one little step there. And again, he's got a lot of worry in him, so working through these kind of things, helping him build some trust with me and learn to be thoughtful, good, will be very helpful. And we got that little dive in the bridle. We don't like that. I'm going to keep the head up. And when he gets worried, he starts to dive into the bridle there. So it doesn't take much to make him worried. I mean, that was a very small, easy question that he's answered before, and he still got pretty upset about it. So that's a good indicator that you just can't ask any more of him. You wouldn't want to push him anymore. You know, push him right over his threshold and make his worry even worse. Let's see if I can come a little closer. I kind of lift up a little bit because I want him to keep his head and neck up. Good. Keep his balance. Very nice. Oh, he takes that nice deep breath. That's nice. Good boy. He's starting to think a little bit more rather than respond rather than react. Good boy. And then from here, it's easier for me to step into the stirrup, and I can be a little more balanced, and I can do some getting on. Good boy. And then getting off. Maybe. There we go. Good boy. And then get off the other side, so I know that they're okay with seeing me on both sides. And he's done quite a bit of riding, but he still holds a lot of worry. So just because they'll allow you to do stuff doesn't mean that they're relaxed about it or that they understand it. They're just being kind enough to not do anything crazy. Good boy. And it's really up to the riders to be aware of when the horse is tense and help them find relaxation, and know not to push them when they are saying they're a little worried about something. You need to help them be not worried before you go on to whatever next thing you want to teach them. Good boy. That's very good there. I like to be able to touch their hindquarters pretty easily at the mounting block. This is like an ideal spot for me. So that way I can put my foot in the stirrup, and my foot is facing, my toe is facing his head, so it's not jabbing into his belly. And I can easily pick up my reins, offset my weight with my right hand, and then step up really nice and easy. And you can see that little bit of worry there. I'm just going to step back down. Good boy. So I would take things really slowly with this guy because he's just such a tense, worried type of guy. I would not be doing much trot or canter, I would be working through all this ground stuff, making the mounting block stuff really easy, making sure he's really relaxed with that, making sure he's really relaxed at the walk. That's a lot better. Taking the time to make sure that they're actually okay with what you're asking them. Good boy. And then just making sure that they're okay with, being touched. It takes a lot of awareness with the tension in their muscles and their energy, which sounds a little bit wacky, but you can definitely feel it if you're aware enough when they get a little bit worried energy. I want it to be able to back up really nice. I like to know that I've got some brakes. Good boy. And I like to know that I've got some turning ability. I also like to see how they react to seeing my hand come out to the side. Good boy. And again, he's done a lot of this, but he's still telling me he's got a lot of worry. So I don't want to glaze over stuff like that. If he says he's worried about it, he's worried about it. And when people do glaze over it, that's when horses become dangerous, because they've told you they don't understand or they're not confident about what you're doing, and then you've ignored them, and so they have to get louder about it. Good boy. And they have to start doing stuff like rearing, bucking, running off, biting, and the really major stuff. So I take the little bits of worry very seriously, because it'll turn into really dangerous stuff. Good job. I'm always feeling, good, that's a nice breath. I'm always feeling for tension in their muscles, in the hips, in the back, in the neck. Trying to be really aware of that stuff. Now let's see if we've got any go here. A little bit of tap with my heel. I'm not really in a hurry to go forward. I just want to see how he reacts. See if I can, good boy, get a forward step. Without getting worry. Good boy. You're starting to understand. And so I'm kind of testing the go button here. And if it's not very good, then I know I don't want to go on to the trot, because the walk is not ideal. Good boy. Now let's test that whoa button. Good. And again, I don't want to encourage him to dive into my rein, so I might pick my hands up, ask him to pick his head up. Don't dive into the rein. Good. Always want him to stay in balance. Good boy. Another little stop here. Good. What's that? That's scary. Good. So I want those really basic things like stop, go, turn. I want them to be really good. really relaxed, really light before I go on to anything else. So you're kind of just setting yourself up to fail if those are so-so or, you know, not very good. And you go on to the trot or the canter. Setting your horse up to fail. That's nice. Nice and light. Good boy. And because this horse has so much worry on the ground over simple things like brushing and haltering and bridling, I don't do a whole lot in the saddle. So I would rather put more time into that stuff, making that stuff really good and making the riding really easy than trying to do more in the saddle and just glazing over that really basic but really important stuff. So that's probably enough for this guy today. It's good progress. Yeah, it's good progress. See if I can get off this side since I haven't done that today. Don't really want to use my stirrups today. What do you think? Good boy. And you can see he's got a bit of worry about that, so that just tells me we still have stuff to work on. Good boy.